And he actually bicycled all the way from Fairfield in this cold weather. So come on, let's give a big hand to Paul Sanford. Yeah! Woo! Come on, big hand to Paul. Woo!
Yeah, thank you. What was the name of the time you had me? Oh, it was. Normally coming after somebody that good is intimidating, but I just feel like it keeps the place alive, right? That's great. Hope I can be that funny. I just found out a new word in honor of chemos, which is an open mic that's closing. Anytime a comedian has a joke that never gets a laugh, but they keep telling it over and over, that's called a chemo. And this that I'm about to do was nothing but one long chemo, one after another. And my friends told me, it's got to be funny, Paul. It's called stand-up comedy, not stand-up cry your eyes out. And I said, no. So I put in jokes, and then I had to take out some of the stuff that I really loved, but it wasn't funny. So if it comes to a chemo, just save my feelings and laugh anyway, okay? Okay, please? All right. I can't see you anyway, so might as well take those off. Here we are in the rocket room, you know. I'm here every week. I feel kind of like Frodo saying, oh, Sam, we've been here before. We're going in circles. Because Frodo's in the middle of an existential crisis. The big question facing us in this day and age is, did Gollum have a sex life? What was he talking about?
Oh, the precious. Oh, must have the precious.
What did he want to do? I don't know. We had a young man up here talking about his having children and how intimidating that is. Sometimes these comics will get up here, they're 22 years old, and they're talking about getting a vasectomy. I talked to one of them, and I said, listen, as an older guy, someone old enough to be your grandfather, great-grandfather, how are you going to pay for this? And he says, I've got it worked out. I'm going to sell my sperm at the sperm bank. Which kind of seemed like it defeated the purpose, but at least he was planning. And I said, you know, a vasectomy is something you get after you have the third unexpected child, and your wife says, no more sex for you until you get a vasectomy. You don't get it at 23. Of course, Dr. Phil got his reverse, so, you know, maybe that's, but you have to sell an awful lot of sperm to pay for getting the reverse. And by then, as our previous guy said, you've got your whole village full, right? You walk down the street, you say, you know, if I sold that much sperm, you know, I'd walk down the street, everybody be my height, you know, and wear glasses, be kind of clumsy and dopey and sleepy and dark and bashful. But he's right, it's a big responsibility to have children. You've got to walk them, you've got to feed them, you've got to put them to sleep. Like Old Yeller. And the boy had an existential crisis. He had to shoot Old Yeller. And you know, when we read that in the 4th grade, we felt really bad. Or the 6th grade, I was a little advanced. But, you know, you feel really sorry for the boy that had to shoot his dog. But think of how hard it was on Old Yeller. Yeah, it's tough for him. Tough to get shot. I take care of my daughters. My daughter's right back there. Right there? Yeah. Did you see that? Yeah. And, my daughter. And I take care of her dog. And the dog insists on his rights under the Geneva Convention. He says, you gotta walk me, When thou riseth in the morning, and when thou go to bed at night, and then thou go in the house and out of the house. No, that's Leviticus. But, no, it's neither day, neither storm, nor rain, nor heat. No, that's the post office. But anyway, you gotta walk the dog. Speaking of the post office, when I was in, just graduating from college, you know, back when we didn't know that Barbie was missing anything, No, we were that innocent. See, that's a chemo. Right there. See, you got one. Yeah, that's probably the second chemo ever. And it's a brand new term. Anyway, they just sent us credit cards in the mail. And I thought I had been sent the ring of power. Yeah, and
Yes, this is my precious.
but no, it turned out that it was stronger than I was. And I didn't have the power to contain its great power, and pretty soon I was just paying for last month, no, this month, and had to put everything for this month to be paid next month. And the first year I'm going to have to fight my way up to some volcano and throw it in, or I have no chance whatsoever in this existential crisis we call the world. Well, I walk the dog, and when you walk the dog, he doesn't want to do his business because he's in California, and California is bad for business. That's a reverse chemo. I don't know why people laugh at that. But they do. And so we walk along, and it loosens his bowels. That's the idea, right? Walking along, he's pulling up. No. He feels right there. Oh, man. I was just about in big trouble. Anyway, he's walking along, but it loosens my bowels. So I'm walking along. And I said, come on, I want to get back to the outhouse and the ranch house. And he says, come on, do it. And then I reach the point of no return. Like, I can't go another step without losing my composure, so to speak. And I think, this is the existential moment, you know? This is Frodo climbing up Mount Doom. I think, what'll I do? And I think, well, maybe if I could just let off a little gas. You've all been here. You might say, you know, but you remember it, just a little gas. Or maybe I can't control it, though, and I make a mess. And it's like Obama taking troops out of Afghanistan, and you know, maybe it'll make a mess. But then we can put the troops back in. And if I have a mess, I can't put anything back in. But then I'm sleeping that night, and I'm having 5,000 troops climbing into my precious. And it's bad. And the tough thing about the dog is, at night, he wants to go to the darkest corner of the mobile home, the trailer park, rather than, and he wants to do his business there where nobody can see him. And then I have to crawl around on my hands and knees in the dark looking for the warm rocks. I put a bag on my hand. It's not that bad. Okay. And I think these existential moments are really tough. I had an existential moment when my little girl wasn't even a year old. Life had beat me up pretty bad, and I really wasn't sure I could face it. And I was getting suicidal, so I went and shopped for guns. And don't get so sad. I lived. I'm all right. I'm here. It's all right. It's okay. It turned out okay. All right. But I went and I shopped for guns, and they were too expensive. Particularly for something I've only used once. So, thank you all very much. It's a pleasure to be here.